Hi folks, and welcome back to the Grumpy Gamer channel. That's it, you guessed it. This is that channel where you get to see this old git play those modern games. So for today's in-car comments, we're going to be talking about Hellsweeper VR that came out yesterday. Now, it released on the PSVR, it released on Quest, and it also released on the PSVR2. And I've been trying the PSVR2 version. I had seen yesterday, before I started playing it, a lot of people complaining at how blurry it was. So that's not necessarily the graphics themselves, but just how blurry the image was in the headset. So I was already, my excitement had already been dampened down before I'd even got to play it. But they're absolutely right. It is so blurry. If you watch my stream from yesterday on my old channel, Grumpy Gamer, all one word, if you check that out, you'll see straight away, before I've even jumped into the game, when I'm in the menus, you can hardly read the writing. I mean, it's so bad, which is such a shame. But I soldiered through. I got right the way through to the first boss, and then I died. But yeah, it is very, very blurry indeed, which to me really detracts from it. You know, I don't mind simple graphics, but as long as they're clear. It's the blurriness of it that really puts me off and destroys the immersion for me. You know, as I've spoken about No Man's Sky many times, with that game, I've had it 3 years, tried it on the PSVR1, so blurry, couldn't play it. Came to the PSVR2, so excited, super blurry again, couldn't play it. Now they finally added in the latest Echoes update, foveated rendering, and it's an absolute game changer. The game looks fantastic and I really can't stop playing it. So of course, jumping from No Man's Sky looking fabulous into Hellsweeper VR looking basically like a PSVR1 game, it really did break the immersion for me. However, the gameplay is really solid. It is really solid. So a lot of people are going to be able to sort of forgive the blurriness and stick with it and just play it. That's fine. Mixed Realms have released a roadmap of the updates that are going to be coming. And they do say that in Q4 of 2023, so over the next few months, we're going to see the first graphical update. And then in Q1 of 2024, we're going to see the second graphical update. This is all for the PSVR2. Now that proves to me that this game wasn't ready to be released on the PSVR2. They should have just waited. They should have released it on PCVR, Quest, and then just left it another 6 months, fix all the issues. They knew they were there. Clearly they knew they were there, but no, what did they do? They still went ahead with releasing it on the PSVR2 because they obviously wanted the old money, the bunts. Clearly. They didn't tell us anything about it, did they? They didn't say, oh, bear in mind, before you buy, it's a bit blurry, but we're going to be working on that over the next 6 months. No, they wait for the game to release. People have pre-ordered it. People have bought it. Then they tell us. So, but then again, that's what a lot of developers are doing at the minute. They're releasing games that are either broken or not right, and we have to, basically, we're the beta testers, and then they fix it as they go along. So for me, I'm probably going to shelve this game, which I've been doing with a lot of games lately. I tried Firewall Ultra, and it's so broken. I played it for a couple of days. Forget it. I'm going to leave that for a good 6 months and then come back to it and see if they fix the issues, because, you know, with that one, they've got people having their ranks completely reset. One guy I saw yesterday got to rank 50. Bam, he's been reset to 1. So that must be so soul destroying. You put all that time and effort and then it's just gone. Anyway, back to Hellsweeper VR. So gameplay wise, it's really, really frantic. It's basically Sorrento VR on steroids. If you've played that one, you'll know pretty much what you're getting with this one. However, the arenas are a lot smaller than in Sorrento. Sorrento were a lot bigger. You could jump a lot further. Whether you can increase and unlock your jumping abilities more in Hellsweeper, possibly, I don't know yet. I haven't played enough of it. So it's a lot more frantic because the arenas are a lot smaller and you've got a lot of enemies there. And just the same like Sorrento, you can't stay on the ground. If you land on your feet on the ground and stay there, you're dead within seconds. So you've literally constantly got to be flipping and jumping all over the place, wall running. So one bit of advice I would say is when you do the first tutorial, you can jump straight into a run I wouldn't do that straight away. There is the expert tutorial or whatever. I'd go and do that because then that unlocks a jumping and flipping and sliding and all that sort of thing. I would do that tutorial as well and then jump into the game. But a word of warning, if you're not used to playing games like this, then you might get quite a bit of motion sickness. I'm all right. I've played VR for a long time and my VR legs are pretty good. However, last night, honestly, I nearly fell over because I was doing a backflip spinning and I haven't had this for years where I literally fell over. Not that I was getting motion sickness, but it was obviously messing with my head. So literally I stumbled a bit to get my footing. But the one good thing about it, I like when you flip, the slow motion is even slower than Sorrento. So you can get a lot of shots off and you can turn around and shoot people. You've got a lot more time in the air when it goes into slow-mo when you're flipping. Yes, you've got a button that you can press to put it into bullet time, as they call it. You've got that as well. Like I say, you don't jump as far. The jumps are a lot smaller. I've only got the pistols at the minute and a sword and flame, so I can throw balls of fire, and I've also got the flamethrower. One thing I did find with the flamethrower is it doesn't work right every time, which is a little bit concerning, because if you're in the heat of battle, like I say, it's very frantic, you go to use a flamethrower and it doesn't work, you could end up dead very quickly. So just bear that in mind. I'm probably going to give it another go tonight before I shelve it, just to see if I can beat the first boss. And I'm going to try the flamethrower out again, see if it is actually the game that's got an issue or whether it's me that's got the issue. Also, I found with sliding, I just could not get that to work. It says in the game that what you have to do is you have to duck down, and when you crouch down, you'll see an icon on the floor and then you can slide. I could not get that to work for love nor money. So I don't know whether any of you guys have had a problem. Those that have bought it, let me know if you have. But overall, the gameplay is solid. You know, it's just such a shame about the graphics. So my advice would be to hold off. If you haven't purchased it, I would hold off, wait for the first graphical update in the next few months, see what the reviews are of that, and maybe jump in then if it's all good. If not, wait for the second graphical update and then jump in. I mean, I'm sure you've all got lots of games to play, just like I have. I mean, I've literally got more games than I have hours. So there's lots of games I'd like to play, but I just don't have the time. At the minute, I'm sort of flitting between two games. I'm flitting between No Man's Sky in VR and also Baldur's Gate 3. Normally, when I get games, I might have a couple on the go, but then I just sort of hone into one and I'll just play it until completion, especially if it's a good game. Whilst with these two, they're both such good games, I'm literally splitting my gaming time in half. I'm playing this one for a bit and then playing that one for a bit, because I just can't put either one of them down. So they are both fantastic games. So anyway, let me know what you think, folks, in the comments. Let me know if you've already purchased the game, what you think of it, the goods and the bads. Let me know if you're thinking of purchasing it, or whether it's just not your type of game at all. So remember, folks, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Adios.